My name is Sus Lamar, and I work at the Computer Help Desk, and I'm going to be the moderator of this meeting. So this is Word Intermediate. Okay, so the objectives of the class are, by the end of the class, you'll be able to format different headers and footers, create a table of contents using styles, format a bibliography. We forgot to add that. Add text boxes to documents and generate documents using the Mailings tab. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to go through is the Quick Access Toolbar, which is in all the Microsoft products, which is this thing right up here. Some of you might have it lower because you can place this above the ribbon. This is what's considered the ribbon, this whole part over here.
You got muted.
Oh,
Can't hear you.
Okay, I'm unmuting myself. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. I wonder how that happened. Okay.
I did it. I'm sorry.
Oh, thank you. Okay, so you click this little triangle, this upside down triangle. And then it says customize the quick access toolbar. So right now it's showing that I have save, undo, and redo. So one thing that I like to add to it is this print preview and print. So I'm going to click that. So now I get the piece of paper with the magnifying glass. So if I want to see what this document's going to look like, it's blank, so it doesn't really matter. But if I want to see what it looks like, I just click that and it automatically brings me to print. And I can go and print it. So to go back, I can modify it more. So I can modify it by go to more commands. And then this list here, it says popular commands. It lists all the popular commands. It's in alphabetic order. So let's see, maybe I want to put the font color there because I'm always changing the color of the font. So I'm going to click font color and then say add. So now font color is over here, my current list. So I'm going to say okay. And then it gives me the capital A with the red line under it. That signifies the font color. Okay, I'm going to go back there. I'm going to show you some more things with it. So I'll go back to the more commands. Then you can say commands that aren't in the ribbon. So those are all the commands that aren't in the ribbon. There's a lot of them. And then you have all commands. And then this would be the ones that the popular and the one isn't in the ribbon. So if you decide, I don't really want that font color there, to get rid of it, so you're not stuck with it for the rest of your life, I'm just going to highlight font color and then say remove. And now it's gone. I'll say okay. So now it's gone. Are there any questions on that so far? No? Okay.
Well, what is that? What is the inverted triangle thing called?
I don't know. Do you, Annie?
Can't hear you.
What you have is it's called the quick access toolbar.
But
Yeah.
she wants to know
But
what
it's a drop, it's just a drop down. Anytime you see
Okay,
anything like that, always click on it because you have more choices. It just
Okay.
gives you more choices. They're trying to make it look clean.
okay.
You don't have anything, everything up there. Yeah.
Okay.
But always click on those triangles because that means that there are choices that you have. Just don't say, oh, like you'll notice, if you're on the home tab, you'll notice all these triangles next to like text color and highlight color and all these different things. That means if you click on the triangle, like on text color, which I don't have, you will see every thing that you'll get more choices, and that's what the drop downs are for.
I have another question that isn't pertaining to this, but generally, this is Word 2016. I have a newer version. Is it going to be the same?
It's fairly similar. I have the newer version too at home. Some of it, you're going to actually get a lot of better features. Maybe I should say, I don't know, better features, but like your,
They're more enhancements.
yeah, like your insert, your clip art, that has changed. They have like 3 choices instead of 1. And then you can also get more clip art from Word when you're on the internet. You also probably have 365. It's part of it.
Yes.
Yes. And then if you go up there, they have really nice clip art with people that you can use. So they have a very nice clip art, which you really don't have now with 2019. What you have to do is you have to go out to Bing and get clip art, which is, fine, but actually 365 includes clip art. So they brought it back in.
Okay.
So, okay, now we're gonna go and we're gonna use some of the quick parts. So I'm gonna open up another document. Okay, so this is our little test document. So we're gonna create a header and a footer. So to create the header and the footer, I'm gonna go to Insert. No, cancel. Annie, I'm not seeing the, this thing is blocking it.
So you go to Insert,
I know, but I can't, it's not showing.
click on Insert,
No, I know that.
get
but-
off, get rid of the people or move the people. Move what's in your way. Just hold down, position your cursor on top of it and just move it.
Okay, that's better. Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna go and create a header. Okay, so they give you some pre-designed ones already. So you can take the first one and just has, it says print here. I'm gonna take this, I'll take the first one. And see where it says type here. Now notice how in the header, my type here is a darker black and the body of the document
Mhm,
is gray.
mhm.
Okay, so I can't type anything in the document. I only could type in where the header is.
Mhm.
So in here, I'm gonna type test document. Okay, and now if I scroll down, at the top of each page, it's gonna say test document.
Mhm.
Okay, now, you might want, I maybe don't want it to say test document on the first page. So over in this area here, I can say it's different on the first page. So I click that. So
Mhm.
now I could type something different on the first page, or maybe don't have anything, just the rest of the pages. I can do different odd and even pages. Like if you did print out the book that we sent you,
Mhm.
because some of the, we have a different on odd and even pages, because when you turn the page, it would be in the wrong area,
Mhm.
okay? So now we're gonna go and create a footer. So now notice I have closed, I will close this header and footer here. I'm gonna go back to insert and go to footer. So I'm gonna take this 3-part one. Okay. So in the first one here, where it says type here, I'm gonna go to my quick parts, which is over in here with the insert tab, the second grouping has quick parts. And I'm gonna do a field. And then it gives me all the different things I could put in there. Well, I'm here because I type so many documents, I can never remember what I named them. I'm gonna put in here the file name. And just say, okay. So now it says random text document. In the middle here, I wanna put the page and the page numbers. So I'm gonna go back to quick parts again and go to field. And I'm gonna select page. And you notice you can say how you want it numbered, 1, 2, 3, or you can have Roman numerals, or you can have ABC. I'm just gonna keep it at the 1, 2, 3, which is the default. Say okay. Now I'm gonna hit the space bar, type the word of, O-F, the space bar, go back to quick parts again, go to field, and now I'm looking for num pages, which stands for number of pages, and say okay. So now this says it's page 1 of 4. The nice thing about doing this, if your document gets bigger or smaller, it automatically changes the number for you. And then in here, I'll go back to quick parts again. And I'll go to field. And I'm going to say date. I'll put the date in there. Then it gives you a bunch of different samples of the way you could have the date. So I can have it say 1/22. I can spell out Friday, January 22nd. Just put January 22nd. I'll just take the first one. That's fine with me. And say okay. So also, now today, when I have this, it says 1/22. When I open this document tomorrow, it'll say 1/23. So if you wanted, let's say if you're doing something for the end of a quarter or the end of the year, or maybe you're doing a Christmas thing, then you would actually go and type in December 25th, 2020, or whatever you want. But now you'll notice that now I have, oh wait, I'm not gonna have it different on each page. Annie, what happened?
You just did the first page.
I know, but it should have carried over, shouldn't have it?
No, it didn't. It won't carry over. You just can copy and paste though. It won't carry over if you just did the first page.
Huh.
Because it's totally different.
Okay, all right. But it's not even on the first page anymore either. Well, I don't know what happened there. Okay. So any questions on the headers and the footers? Okay. I'm going to do a new share. I'm going to do this blank document. Okay, I want to show you something else what you can do with quick parts. So, if you type a lot of repetitive things and you just get tired of typing the same thing over and over again, you can put that in quick parts also. So I'm going to type Downers Grove Public. Did I spell public right?
No.
That's what I get for trying to do without my glasses. Okay, so I want to save this and put it in my quick parts. So I'm going to go to quick parts. I highlighted it, go to quick parts, and I'm going to say save collection to the quick parts gallery. So that's what it's calling it, Downers Grove Public. I'm going to say okay. So now I'm going to go down a few lines, go to quick parts again, and there's my Downers Grove Public Library. So that's all I have to do. I don't have to type that whole thing all over again. Okay, any questions on that? Okay,
Sue,
Yes.
yeah,
on the quick parts thing, will that item that you just typed in, the Downers Grove Public, will that be on every document I work on now? Will it be available, or is
Yeah.
it just for this document?
no, everything.
It'll be every document that I open, so, okay, so it's like save text. Okay, thank you.
Right, yes. Okay, so another thing, I should bring that up too. So say, you don't need that anymore because you don't work there anymore, or whatever the case may be. So you can go to this, when you go to quick parts, go to this building block organizer. And then it shows you everything in alphabetic order of what's in there. So, let me see. Should be alphabetic. No, it's not alphabetic. That's the problem. Okay, so I'm gonna do the name, click the name, so it puts it in alphabetic order. So there's my Downers Grove Public Library. So if I don't want that in there anymore, I just click delete. And they say, you sure? I say yes. So now it's gone.
How did you get Building Blocks Library again?
Okay, you click over here in quick parts, click the little thing, then building block organizer.
Thank you.
Okay,
I'm trying to follow along with the
book,
book.
yeah.
And so as you're moving along, could you tell us what page you're on? I like to put notes
Okay,
on, but I'm
sure. Oh, yeah, I usually do that when we're in person, but sometimes I don't know if the people, if they didn't, printed the book or didn't print the book,
well, I'm struggling to find out where you are because I want
Okay,
to
no.
know.
That was on page 10 of the book. The
Okay.
quick parts, and then deleting it's on page 11 of the book.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, so now we'll go to page 12 in the book. Okay, so I'm going to do a new share. I'm going to go back to that original document, that random text document. Okay, so this is what's called a drop cap. So like you see this a lot of times like in books where the first letter is like bigger. So that can kind of be a fun thing to do. So I'm gonna highlight that word. No, I'm gonna highlight on the first letter in the first word in the first paragraph. I'm gonna go back to the Insert tab. And I'm gonna click over here towards the end. It has text. I'm gonna click Drop Cap. And I'm gonna click the second one. We did the whole word. So anyway, that didn't, let me undo that.
That word was highlighted.
But last time it didn't do that like that. It didn't do, okay. Now I just click the rather, drop, clap, drop. So now it just made the O bigger. So that can kind of be a fun thing if you're doing letters or something like that, and you might want it. Any questions on that? Okay. So now we're going to go and we're going to create a table of contents. So to create the table of contents, you use the different styles. So these are the styles up here. So right now, my style is on normal. The next one is no spacing. Then I have header 1 and header 2. We're going to use header 1 and header 2. So I'm going to click the word quick, or click on the word quick, and I'm going to say that's a heading 2. See how it changed the way quick looks. Okay, I want to go to the next paragraph and make the next paragraph a heading 2, heading 1 rather. So I'm going to highlight quick, click the format painter, and now my cursor is like a paintbrush. I'm going to go over the word brown. So now it made brown the same like quick was. So the format painter is a nice thing to use if you did a lot of different styles. Maybe you made, one word green and you just used italics, but you can't remember all the different steps you did. If you use the format painter, that'll automatically make it the same. So that can save you some time.
Sue,
Yes,
on your heading 1, it appears that the heading is a different color here
Yes.
than the regular text.
yes. That's so you put a different style on that. To
You
look
can
Okay,
at-
will it appear as a different color when it prints out, or will it appear black?
No, it'll appear like this is like it's a bluish color. So it'll appear blue. 'Cause you want
Okay,
it to stand out,
You can modify your headings. All you have to do is
If you go and click your heading.
right click on them.
right-click it,
Yes.
And then you can go
oh,
modify.
okay, I see it, thank you.
So if you want it to be black, you can have it be black.
Yeah, okay,
Or
that's
whatever.
good, thank you.
Mhm. Okay, so I want to go before the word quick. I want to add some spaces.
Hit the home tab, home, and then hit enter, enter.
I did that.
Yeah.
There we go. Okay. So now I want to go and insert the table of contents because I'm having it at the beginning of the document. So I'm going to go to insert.
No, you're going to go to reference.
Reference. Go to reference. And then I'm going to click table of contents. And I'm just going to take this first one. And there's my table of contents. So just to show you how it can be different, in the next word for fax, I'm gonna highlight Fox. Go back to the Home tab. And I'm gonna make this one a heading 2. So see, it's a little bit different, it's smaller. And the next one, slow, I'm gonna make that a heading 3. Now I'm gonna go up to my table of contents, click it. Now there's a little box around it. You see where it says update table? I'm gonna click that. And it asks me, do I wanna update page numbers only? No, I wanna update the whole table. So I'm gonna say update the whole entire table. Say okay. And there I have my different headings show up differently. So if you add more stuff to your document, you know, and you have a table of contents, you always have to go back and update your table because your page numbers may have changed. Any questions on that? Okay, that was up on page 13. Okay. And then updating the table of contents, and that all the way goes up to page 17.
I've got a question on the table of contents. If you have a long document and it has a table of contents that would exceed 1 page in length, when you run that table of contents, as it goes through your document, the first chapter, let's call it, would appear on page 1. But as the table of contents grows and goes to a second page, now your table of contents is, or your beginning chapter is going to be right below that on page 2. Will it print page 2 or will it still print page 1?
You'll print page 1.
It will.
Yeah, because it doesn't count the table of contents as a page of the, you know, of the book.
You could,
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that if you have a long document and your chapters, you have enough chapters that the table of contents will be more than a page. The way the table of contents is generated is based off of where things are as it puts down page 1 on the screen. So it would still be on page 1, but then as the table of contents grows and goes to page 2, will the page numbering be off or will you have to run the update again? Do you understand what I'm saying? Kind of?
if you have a table of contents, first of all, with Word, you can make sections. So if you wanted to, what I do with the table of contents, and a lot of my table of contents goes to 2 pages, I insert blank page, especially if you're doing a booklet. Booklets always start with page, I usually have page 1, 2, they always start with not an odd page. They don't have an even page number. So I sometimes when my table of contents runs to like 3 pages, actually 2 pages, I'll insert a blank page. But also in Word, you have sections. So you can make maybe if you wanted to, you can make your table of contents a different section. So if you have different chapters, you can make them different sections. But that's more like an advanced class, especially
Okay,
if
thank you
you're
very
doing a
much.
document. Yes, if you're
Okay,
doing like
that's
when I
good.
did my document to go to my master's document, I had to do all these sections. So yeah, you could do that too.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, you're welcome.
Okay, any other questions? Okay, so now we're gonna go and remember when you were in high school and you had to do a term paper and you had to have your, add sources to your term paper. Well, this would have come in very handy then. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna add sources and citations. This is on page 18 of your book. So once again, we're gonna go to the reference tab. And we're gonna go to citations and bibliographies, this section here. And the first thing you need to do is manage your sources. So I'm gonna click that. And these are the sources I already had in the computer. So whatever sources you put in Word, those sources will always be available to you. Okay, so the first one I have is this Beckel or something, what's that? Betchel, How to Write Emails by Ernest Hemingway. So I want to have that one be a source. So I'm going to say copy. That's my master list. I'm going to say copy. So now that goes to my current list. And then I'm going to go and add this Sue book and say copy. And then I'm going to say close. And now both of them are in there. Say close. So now I'm going to go to the bottom of my document. Click a few spaces. And then I'm going to go bibliography. And it shows me different ways it would do bibliography or references. So I'll just call it references. So then it automatically puts at the bottom of my page. So that can come in handy. So I'm going to go back to manage sources just to show you how you add something to it. So I want to do a browse, I guess. No.
Click new.
Yes, new. My brain dead. Okay, so then it gives me how I can create a source. So maybe if you work in an office, you have, different year-end reports that you're always using or something. You can say here what it is that it is. So this one is a report. I can have a book section, a journal article in a periodical, conference proceedings, or a report. So I'll just say this is a report. And then for the author, I'm going to say it's me, Sue. And the title will be Final Report. And the year is going to be 2020. And the city, I'll say Downers Grove. And say okay. So now here's my Sue final report. We went over to my current list as well. So now I'm going to say close. And now in the references, I'm going to click the box. It says update citations and bibliography. I'm going to click that. And then I put in my new report, my new source. Okay, and that's on page 18 and goes up to page 21, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sue,
Yes.
on the references, now you entered them basically in alphabetical order already. Are they automatically sorted when you have the references printed, or are they printed in the order in which you chose them from the list? They just happen to be in alphabetical order the way you chose them from the list, but would they automatically be sorted alphabetically, or do you have to go back and sort by paragraph on that?
You mean for your current list, you'd have to put them in there alphabetically, if you want them to be alphabetical.
No,
Okay, or sort
no,
them
they
after the
sort
fact.
alphabetical. They sort
They-
alphabetical.
They
Even the
will?
current list?
Could, Sue, could
Yes.
you add the Sue Celeb in there just so that we could see that?
The Sue what?
Celeb, your Sue Celeb choice from 2019 there. Just put that one in and then do the update again so that we can see it.
Yep,
Yes, it does it it does,
It
everything.
does
that
it
you have.
automatically.
Yes.
Ah, okay, that's wonderful. Thank you very much.
here, I'll do unknown and say copy, and you can see that. I'll try this Kramer too, and
Wow,
say,
that's really terrific.
yeah. Okay. So then, the same thing, if you wanted to get rid of any of them, because maybe you don't need them anymore, or maybe now you're working for a different company, so you want to get rid of all of their stuff. I'll just get rid of this unknown people. So I would just delete it. So then now it's gone from the master list. But that can come in very handy if you're always referring back to certain articles all the time. Okay, any other questions on that? Okay, so now we're going to go and add a text box to the document, and this is on page 22. So I got to open up a new document. And I'm going to open this document that I call peanut butter cookies, which I believe Annie sent to you as well. That in there. I'm trying to get rid of the one that I created before. Okay, so I'm going to go and I want to create a text box. So I'm going to click insert. And go to the text group, which is over here. And I'm going to click this text box. Why is it? Oh, wait, I know why. Here. Annie, why is it grayed out like that?
Click on the text box and click the delete key on your keyboard.
I did that already and it wouldn't delete it.
Try it.
It's not deleting it.
Well, I would just open up.
Yeah.
Okay.
I kept on trying to do that and it wouldn't do it. Okay, so go back to my insert again. Go to text box. And then it gives you a bunch of different samples. I'm just going to take the first one. So here it put it in here. So it says grab your reader's attention with this text box. So what I'm going to type is, what do I usually type? I'm going to type baking is only fun when you can lick the spoon. Okay, so there's my little text box that'll have people want to make these cookies. So I'm going to say here wrap text over here. And then that will allow me, I'm going to say square. That will allow me to move this box. So I'll put it over here. Okay. So that's how you would add a text box Now I want people really to make this recipe very much. So I'm going to add, I want to add a picture. So I'm going to go to online pictures. And I'm going to search with Bing, and I'm going to type peanut butter cookies. And then hit enter. And it brings up all these different pictures of peanut butter cookies. So I'm going to select this one. And where did it go? There it is. So I put it in my recipe. It made it very big. We'll make it a little bit smaller. Now at the top, you see how it says picture tools up here? So now it gives me different things I can do with this picture. So if I say wrap text, then I can put it behind the text. So now the picture is behind, the picture's too dark so you can't really see it, but if I had a lighter picture, you still would be able to read it. When you grab the picture, always grab it in the corners, because then it'll keep the same dimensions. If I grab it over here at the side, see, it's going to make it longer. If I grab it at the bottom or the top, it's going to make it taller, but doesn't keep the same dimensions. I'm going to move it over here out of the way. Okay, any questions on that?
If you put the picture behind the text, how do you then grab the text and edit the text? Do you have to move the picture away from it and then?
No, you can still edit the text. See if I go here, because now I'm not on the picture.
But if you want to edit the text that's in the middle of the picture.
Yeah, I could.
So let's say in step number 5, you wanted
Yeah,
to
here.
change 1 level to 2 levels.
Okay, yeah. I'll just go back here and I'll type 2.
Okay. Oh, so you clicked outside of the picture and then click back on text. Okay,
Right,
got it.
yeah.
All right, thank you.
Mhm.
If the picture isn't selected, you can do it. If the picture had handles around it, then you couldn't edit the text. And it can be
Here's-
tricky if she wanted to make.
When I
the
clicked
picture-
out of it.
Yeah.
When I click on the picture, I got the handles, but I clicked out of it and then went to where I wanted to be in the text.
Yeah.
Okay,
And you
thank
could
you very
also
much.
make the picture lighter too.
Okay, I'll make the picture lighter. So how do I make it lighter? Color?
Corrections. You can make it very light.
Here, I'll make it this one. There. Now you can see it. Now you can see the text a little bit easier. But you would probably want like a more of a faded one, like, you know, if you really wanted to do it. But I just wanted to show you, you could put it behind the text. Okay. So now I'm going to go and create another thing with those boxes. So let me do another new share again. And okay. So now with this one, we're in the insert tab again. And I'm going to insert a shape. So in this illustrations here, they have shapes. I'm going to click this one. And Here's different kind of things that you can put in there. So I'm gonna do a black arrow. I'm gonna take this first one here. Oh, and this is on page 25 of your book. So now see how my cursor is like this big fat plus sign? I'm gonna just, that's allowing you to draw it. So there's my arrow. If I want to change the color of the arrow, shape fill, I'm going to click shape fill here. And I'm going to make it red. And now I want to type something in there. So I'm going to click on the arrow. And I'm going to type no exit. Okay, so you can't hardly see that, so small. I want to make it bigger. So I'm going to highlight that no exit. I'm going to click the A here. And just keep clicking it till it's as big as I want. And that's good. So there's my no exit sign. Any questions on that? So you can make up all kinds of signs for your next garage sale. Okay. So now we're going to go and add, in Word, you get a lot of different fonts, but maybe there's a time that there's a font that you need and it's not in Word, but you want to put this font in Word. So that's what we're going to try and do now. So it's on page 26 of your book. We have different things here for different fonts and expressions. So we're going to do fonts. And what we're going to look for is this font squirrel. So I'm not sure how I share this, Annie. How do I share that?
You're going to have to open up the internet and then share the internet screen. So do you have the internet open?
Mhm.
You could open it and then share it.
Say new share.
Mhm.
Okay, so there's my Google.
Okay, so then you're going to have to do a new share. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to look up font squirrel. Here's my font squirrel. And here's these are free fonts. Click that. You're still sharing? Okay.
Yes.
I'm going to use this Alex brushstroke because I know this one works. So it says download here. I'm going to click the download. It shows up here at the bottom of my screen. Okay, so here it shows up here. So I'm going to click the Alex brushstroke here. And here it shows me how the different fonts would look. I'm going to say install. And I created it before, just say yes. Okay, so now I'm going to close all this. Go to my new share. Okay, now when I go, what happened? Okay, everyone had the no exit. Is that showing up, Annie?
Yes.
The blank page. Okay, so now when I go into my fonts here, where it says Calibri, I should have my Alex brushstroke. But I don't see it.
Scroll down, it's right
Oh,
there.
there it is, right here. Okay, because it's showing most recently used. So there's my Alex brush stroke. So now when I type something, Alex brush stroke. So now I have my Alex brush stroke. And if I want to make it bigger, I can just click that A there. I think that's kind of a pretty font. Okay, that goes up until page 29 of the book. Questions on that?
Yes, can you go back and I was with you to where you downloaded to Font Squirrel. Where did your screen then go? I saw the download down on the bottom. Where did you go next?
When you download, it goes to your download file and it opens up Windows Explorer. One thing that you may need to do is you may need to extract all, which Sue didn't have to do, but you may need to do that, but it always goes to your download file. So that's something you need to be aware of. Never keep stuff in your download file because if you ever clean your computer, which you should be doing, it goes and cleans your download file unless you tell it not to. So that's where it goes. When you install it, you don't have to worry about that because it goes to your font files. After it's installed, you don't have to worry about it and you can get rid of that download. But that's where it goes to.
So that screen was the download file?
Yes, it opens up Windows Explorer and it goes to your download file by default. Anything that you take off the internet and download to your computer goes to your download file, unless you know enough about it, which most people don't, to have it go someplace else. So that's where it goes to.
So Annie, how do you clean out your download file?
What you should be doing with your computer, and I can send you this, you should be doing something called disk cleaning. And you probably should do it about once a month. Anytime you get on the internet and you think, oh, I'm on the internet. Actually, you're not. Anything that you're looking at the internet is on your computer, and your computer gets a lot of junk in it. And I will send you about disk cleaning, Mary, and I'll send you how to do that. So right now, it's fairly easy to do, and I'll send you about how to do that.
Okay,
You're welcome.
Okay, so now I'm gonna go and do a mail merge. Okay, so I gotta open up a new thing.
What page?
Oh, this is on page 32.
Thank you.
Oh, what happened? Okay, so this is my mail merge document. So now I'm gonna go to do the mail merge. You're gonna go to mailings. And until you get really familiar with doing mail merge, it's good to use this step-by-step wizard. So I'm gonna click this, and it has step-by-step mail wizard. And what it's asking me what I'm gonna do a letter. So that's what I have up there now. So then I have step 1 of 6, next step. It's gonna use the current document, next step. And I have a list of people. So I'm gonna say use existing list. I think I probably have to browse to get it. Okay, so are you able to see my list?
Yes,
Okay, so here's my list of my people who I'm gonna send these letters to. Okay, so it's okay. So now I'm gonna write my letter. Step 3 of 6.
Hello, everyone. Just a reminder for a new the curbside people are Jeff from the kids room. We have Tracy from the kids room. There's Amanda from ETS. We also have Dominic from CERC, and then Kira from ETS. Thank you.
Okay, so the first thing I'm gonna add to this thing is the address block. So I'm gonna click address block. And then it shows you different ways you can have the address, the person's name show up. You can just have it show up, just his first name, which that wouldn't be very good. I'm gonna take the one that had the Mr. So it's Mr. Seymour Brooks, blah, blah. Okay, say okay. Then I'm gonna go down a few spaces and then I'm gonna type in my greeting line. So then it gives me some choices here. I can have dear, I can say to, or I can say none. I'll have it say dear. Then I have it, this one's going to using the Mr. If I had it broken down by nickname in my mailing list, with nicknames, I could have it pick a nickname. So I'll just have it say, Dear Mr. Randall, and I'm gonna say, okay. Then I'm gonna go down to the bottom here and put my name in. So, delete this. And then go over here and put title. I'm gonna just say manager. Okay. So then next step here is proof your letters. So then that's showing me the first letter. Up over here, it's showing me that's letter 1. If I click this, it shows me this what letter 2 looks like, letter 3, and letter 4. And then next I go complete the merge. Then I would just go and print them out. Or I could save them and print them later. Okay, and that goes up until the end of the book for the mail merge, all the different steps that we did. So are there any questions on that? Or comments on it? Nope. Okay, well then that's all for this class then. I hope you all enjoyed the weekend and I hope we don't get the snow that they're saying we're gonna get on Monday.
We have a question.
Okay,
How do you send the mail merge as an email?
you have to have Outlook to do that. And we don't have Outlook on our computers. So if you have an Outlook account, you can send it, you can send your, the mail merge through using Outlook as an email. But it doesn't talk with any other email provider. Any other questions? Okay, well, I thank you for attending and I hope you learned at least one new thing.